Hey guys, it's Ren from Makeup by Ren, and if you want to see my review and demo of the MAC Sculpting Creams, stay tuned for more. Hey guys, so I am back with a review slash demo today, and I am going to actually show you a MAC product that came out maybe a month or two ago, and I've been trying to test it out, and I finally decided to just go ahead and do a demo and talk to you guys about it. Now, I do not keep up with MAC collections anymore. You probably noticed. I just don't feel the need to buy as much as I used to. But when this collection came out, I knew I wanted to really get it because it seemed like a really great makeup artist kit type of thing. So I have them all right here. And these are essentially cream contours. They're called Pro Sculpting Creams. And MAC released their face and body collection and came out with 6 of these. And I'm going to run through them really quick with you. So essentially, they are creams that are tinted to be contour slash highlights, and they come like in a regular MAC, almost like a MAC blush container. And whenever I do contour and highlight, I find that on clients, a lot of times I'll use like a cream to do a highlight. I don't do as much cream contouring though. And I really want to get more into it. Like I do it occasionally, but I think it looks a lot more natural when you contour with cream foundations. And when I say that, that means like using a darker shade to create the contour lines. And I know a lot of people do like the bright eye concealer thing, but it's like the opposite. So these are specifically for contouring, and I wanted to see how I like them. I have some mixed thoughts on them. So let me just run through the colors with you really quick. They go from light to dark. So this is called Accentuate. This one is more like a highlight. See, it's like a really light peachy shade, and I would use it as a highlight. Next is Naturally Defined. This is like I would say it's like a light tan shade. I would use this as a contour on a fair skin tone, or even as a highlight on a darker skin tone. Then we have Pure Sculpture. So this is more like, this would probably be more like my contour color. It's like a warm brown, a little bit deeper. Then we have Copper Beach. This one's even deeper than that one. Again, a warm tone brown, like a deeper brown, so you can see the comparison between the two. This one's definitely darker. This one is called Coffee Walnut, and it's definitely a more gray tone, shadowy tone brown. So it's a brownish gray, which is what people would probably say that you typically look for in a contour. And this is the deepest one. It's called Richly Honed. It's like a very deep dark brown with a reddish tone. And I actually prefer on myself a warmer contour. And in general, on women of color, I prefer a warmer contour. I just think it gives your face glow. I know that tradition says look for a contour that has gray because it will mimic shadows, which I do agree with at points. But for like contouring a face for a woman of color who typically already has different shades on the face, I like warmer tones. Now with when I do fairer skin tones, I do like more of a naturally shadowed contour color with grays in it. I think it looks a little bit more natural than trying to do like a warm contour where it looks more orange. So I can go both ways, and I've done both, but I've heard some people complain about that they only really have the one shadowy color, and Coffee Walnut is, you could probably use this on a lot of different skin tones. It is a cream consistency, so I'm going to, for example, swatch one for you guys. Okay, so this one is Coffee Walnut. So what I do would, I would scoop it out because I would use these on my kit, and I would put it on a palette. But when you blend it out, it's pretty pigmented, and it's very, very creamy, and a little goes a long way. So you would definitely start light and build up, especially when you're doing it to contour. Always build up so it doesn't look dirty, and then you can kind of build the layers. So that's what it looks like there. Now I'll have swatches on my blog. I just kind of wanted to show you what they look like. And here's the lighter one, which is more of a, it's more of an accented kind of highlight. So as you see, very pigmented. So I've been testing these out for a couple weeks. I do have mixed feelings about them. I think they can work nicely, but I feel like if you had a cream foundation, you can accomplish the same thing. Okay, so for example, I have here some individual cream foundations from Graftobian. Now, see, this is a cream foundation. This is the color Sienna. It's a very dark brown, and pretty much it's the same thing, honestly. It's a cream, and there's so many different shades to choose from. And I actually have these colors in my collection as contour colors. And you can go as light as deep as you need to, especially considering that there's like 60 shades of foundation in the Graftobian line. So let's see the different ones. This one right here is actually pretty comparable. Looks kind of similar to this one. No, maybe not. But let me swatch two of them together just so you see. This is actually my own personal one, so I'm just going to use my finger. I've used it for like Halloween tutorials. So there's that. And then here's this one, which is called Richly Honed. And I'll put it right next to it. Richly Honed is a little bit deeper, but as you can see, they look like the same product on the skin. It's essentially a cream foundation, so I feel like it's almost a gimmick to have these cream shades. You can use them in your kit, but you don't need to go and purchase a specific, Pro Sculpting Cream. Graftobian has a lot of options. Ben Nye, all of the theater, like more theater professional makeup brands have these cream foundations in a multitude of colors, and they also sell specific contour ones. So I don't know, I feel like you don't need it, but if you find that you love MAC and you find that it's easier to just kind of have somebody pick out 6 colors for you for your kit, then you can do that. I bought all of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to contour with them, and I actually have on concealer and foundation, no powder. So my face already has like a wet consistency because I'm actually wearing my BB cream and my MAC Pro Longwear, but it's not set. So when you contour with these, you want to make sure that you're doing it over a like-to-like surface. For example, cream foundation and cream product for contour, so that way it blends easily. Like if I try to put this on top of a powdered face, it would be kind of streaky. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and contour. So let me see. What I like to do is start out with the highlight, and the reason is because I can go in and not worry about muddying up the lighter color if I put it down first. So I just put it on a spatula and on a palette right here. You don't need a lot. Go ahead and take any kind of synthetic brush to apply the product. This is just a foundation brush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it like a lot of people would do. It's like this little triangular shape. And I do find that this product is a little bit more sheer than the Graftobian, just for comparison purposes. And that could be a good thing and a bad thing in that you don't make as many mistakes. It's not so heavy. And you can kind of build it up. But then again, with the Graftobian, which is a foundation, you get a little bit more bang for your buck. Okay, so as you can see, I highlighted a triangle shape under the eye. A lot of people are already doing that with their concealer. You can put a little bit down the center of your nose. And then you can put some on your chin. And then I also sometimes like to put some right above my jawline. And then I'm going to go in a little bit more. Like I said, this is a little bit more sheer than my typical cream foundation. So putting it right under here, and this is going to accentuate your cheekbones as well. Now as you can see, it looks a lot more natural when you use it on top of, like, use a cream with your foundation. It kind of just melts together. And a lot of makeup artists, like I know AJ Crimson and Sam Fine, they like to do the cream contour first because it's a lot more malleable. You can work with it. It's not like a permanent thing like if you did a powder contour. So you can kind of move it around, and if you mess up, you can go ahead and go in with your foundation and just kind of blur it out. So here is like the highlight. So let's move on to the contour. I'm going to take, let's see, between these two shades, I'm going to take Pure Sculpture right here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the palette too. Like that. And then I'm just going to use the same brush. You can use any kind of brush you want. You might even want to use more. Actually, let's switch brushes. This is a Sedona Lace Midnight Lace brush. And it's nice because it's kind of domed and it's small. And again, synthetic is the way to go because then you won't waste so much product as you would on a natural haired brush. And it won't absorb as much, and it just glides on. So now I'm going to place this like how I would put any other contour. And I'm going to do I do it like right above my cheekbone and then blend it up. I used to go lower, but then I found that it was almost making my cheeks look a little bit muddier, and this is a technique that I follow from Sam Fine, where you just kind of go a little bit higher and then you blend it up. So if you ever find that your contour is looking a little bit dirty and muddy, you might want to consider raising it a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to go into the temples and the forehead to minimize if you have a larger forehead. And you can go as dramatic or as subtle as you'd like. I'm going kind of a little bit more subtle. Now I like to also put it onto my jaw. It's going to slim the face all the way around. And then I'm going to put some down the sides of my nose. Okay, and as you can see, it's nice and more of a natural glow from within contour. And then the way to really get that to pop is if you go ahead and set your foundation with coordinating highlight and contour powders. So what I'm going to do is just that. So let's see, I have just like my regular everyday palette. What I'm going to do is these are my regular foundation colors right here. So I'm going to take them with my Sedona Lace fan brush, and I'm just going to kind of hit the areas where it's like I just want the regular color to be, and that's going to be the areas that I didn't specifically highlight and contour, and that's just going to set it. Now I'm going to take the darker contour color. This is MAC Blunt Blush. Get it a little bit on my fan brush, and now I'm going to go over where I had the original contour, and it's going to just kind of set it and also give it a little bit more emphasis. Okay, and then we're going to do a highlight, and let me see if I can find a lighter powder. Now mind you, Graftobian has HD Pro powders as well that go with their shades. And this is not a Graftobian video, I just happen to have them handy. So you could use these as highlighting and contouring powders as well. Okay, so I just ran and grabbed my HD Pro powder palette from Graftobian, and I'm going to take some of these lighter shades right here and use it to set the highlight. And I'm using this big fan brush because it's quick and easy. If you wanted more of a deeper kind of finish, you'd use something a little bit more dense. Okay. And this is pretty much it. It's can you guys tell the difference? It seems a little bit more natural when you use the cream underneath. And again, you can go as heavy as you want. You can even go and do it like completely drag. So I think that's like a lot of drag queens use the heavy cream shades and can really get like an amazing look. I just really think in general cream contours are probably more effective than just powder on its own. But back to the original review, I don't think these MAC sculpting creams are necessary. I think you can totally get away with using any other brand's foundation in a lighter or darker shade, but MAC just made it more convenient by putting out a limited edition collection. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will have product pictures with swatches and all that good stuff on my blog at makeitbyrunrun.com. And that's it. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.